There were some very unfortunate things that happened in my first year teaching in South Korea. The first thing I mentioned in my last video was recruitment problems, so let's talk about it. I applied through a recruitment agency, and when I interviewed, they asked for my preferences regarding location and the age group I preferred to teach. I said I preferred Seoul or Busan. They explained those locations are super popular and asked if I would be okay with smaller areas near those big cities like Suwon, which is just south of Seoul. And I said I was okay with it. They placed me in Daegu. Obviously, Daegu is neither of those places, and it isn't super close to them either if you have trouble with traveling. But I didn't mind so much where I was placed because they had warned me that my location preferences might be tough to get. And I actually ended up really liking Daegu and the connections I made when I first moved here. What was upsetting though was the age group I was placed with. I specifically said I wasn't comfortable working with young children, especially after they literally compared it to babysitting during the interview. So I specifically asked for their oldest age group, which ranges from elementary to middle school students, which is still pretty young, but they're old enough where you don't have to take care of them like a daycare. And if I couldn't get the oldest group, I wanted the second oldest group, which was elementary. You want to guess where they placed me? A kindergarten. These kids were 3 and 4 years old international age, and they still wet themselves, they needed help in the bathroom, and they spoke little to no English, which as a first-time teacher who had only just gotten TOEFL certified, it was like being thrown into the deep end. However, I still gave it a shot because by the time they assign your placement, you're almost done with the visa process. Then, after a few months of adjusting, the recruitment agency reached back out to me to commission a blog post. They wanted me to write about what it was like working at the school and about the friendships I had made there. They explicitly said I would be paid for my work. After I submitted the post and they uploaded it, they thanked me. And I never heard another word from them. So that's a little bit about what happened with my recruiter. If you want to hear about the other things that happened in my first year teaching here, you should follow along. Bye!